Hey GH peeps, what's happening? It's your girl, Twerry Babes, coming at you with the late night review for Monday. It's Monday, guys, February the 19th, 2024. We made it. We got the first work week done. The first work day done. I say work week. Yeah, I know, guys. I'm already trying to go for the weekend. But we got the first work day done. We smashed it, guys. We smashed it. Now it's time to relax, chill out, and let's talk all things General Hospital. How is GHGHing for you guys? Any highs, any lows, the teenage woes. That's what it was today, guys. Teenage angst. Well, I'm not even going to say teenage because these young ladies are in their 20s, but I'm going to say young woman angst. It definitely was flowing. As always, guys, please leave your highlights, your comments in the comment section. I love and appreciate your highlights and comments and the interaction I get with you guys. And if you like the content, please hit that like button. And if you like the subscription, if you like the content, if you like the subscription, if you like my my content, please hit that subscription, guys. It really does make a big difference and puts my video out there in the Soapy algorithm. And as always, hey, new and current subscribers, I really, really do appreciate you guys hitting that subscription button. But anywho, guys, let's talk about it, because you didn't hit that button to hear me ramble. Let's talk about some General Hospital, okay? So this starts off at Dex's place, and we got Carly, and she's over there looking for Jocelyn, because of course Jocelyn has not been home because she's over there, guys. She is over there being the young woman that any young woman that's had their heart broken would be. I'm looking for a clue to where my man is so I can make him come home. I'm like, oh, she's so cute and naive. I remember when I was cute and naive. I remember when my daughter was cute and naive. Well, sometimes she still is. But anyway. And Josh tells Carly that Dex is gone and that Sonny left her a consolation price. And she's talking about the letter and the dog tags. And I'm like, girl, don't be disrespecting the dog tags. That's something for us military people. She wasn't disrespecting. I'm just joshing. And Carly is slightly shocked that Dex walked out on his own. She's like, oh, Dex is okay? She's like, yeah, he's okay. He left me this letter. Josh doesn't think it's possible that that Dex wrote the letter and that Sonny might have just unalived him anyway. And Carly's like, no, he probably, Sonny says that he's alive. He's alive. And Josh, it's so cute. It was so interesting hearing Josh's up and down, because she was being point on about a lot of the things that she was saying, but then she would go right into, well, it's just not a possibility. And like when she was talking about how, Dex told her what was going to happen. He told her that he was a liability and that, Sonny couldn't really keep him around. But then he made him leave. And I'm like, oh, you're so young and naive. I see people getting real mad and hostile because Jocelyn calling her, spoiled and privileged and rich. And I'm like, yeah, she's all those things, but she's also a young woman who knew what she was getting into, which her mom told her that Dex knew what he was getting into. But when that's not reality, when you're young and in love, you don't think about that. We're going to be together forever. That's all I kept hearing her, like a little 12-year-old. We're going to be together forever. And Carly tells her that she agrees that, Dex did know too much and that he was putting himself and her in danger. Like, people could use that against him. Joss ain't trying to hear that. She don't care, because love conquers all. And Carly defends Sonny when Joss brings up all the things that she thought. And then Joss brings up all the things that she thought Sonny wouldn't do. Like, leave my mom. I'm like, he's done that multiple times. And betray Michael. And I'm like, he's done that multiple times too. In fact, him and your brother have made a running tandem of going back and forth with each other. It's almost nauseating. And treating Dex like a traitor. Joss, he was, baby. He was. Oh my gosh. And Carly does her best to try to, make Jocelyn see the reality of the situation. And Josh is just like, nope, I'm going to go find Dex. I don't want to hear it. And Carly tells Josh that, he was working for her. So, if anybody you're going to be mad at me. I'm the one who kept him going. He could have been, and she's right, he could have left after that, after he did his thing, disappeared. But no, she said, no, I'm going to keep you working for me. So, she's like, no, I just want to be mad at Sonny. It's easy. It's easy to be mad at the person. Sonny's always been her easy scapegoat when she got mad. It was always quick and easy to blame to Sonny. If Jax would have been here, if Jax was involved in this situation, I'm sorry, Jax would not have wanted Dex around Jocelyn either. And would have been actually not working with Sonny, but working with Sonny and getting Dex out of his daughter's life. Just saying. Jax would not have went for no damn Dex. He didn't want his daughter dealing with no that crap that Sonny's involved in. But Josh just refuses to believe it. And she even though she admits that Dex chose this life and chose, like her mother, to be loyal to Sonny. I just don't get it. Well, that's because you're caught in your feelings. And Carly tells her some hard truths. And she's like, look, I'm going to tell you something. You're probably not going to understand this, and that's okay. But me and Sonny have history. He is flawed, and I know that. And I know him better than anyone. But just like me, I've hurt him. Yeah, he's let me down. Yeah, he's broken my heart. But I've done the same thing to him. And Josh was like, that's not the same. And I said, oh, but it is. And at times, I felt like your mom might have went a little bit further than, Sonny. In certain situations. Not saying that Sonny's an angel. Believe me, I'm not. But, and then, but Josh, and then that's when Carly tells her, well, people in my life, there were people in my life that wouldn't quit on me, no matter how bad I messed up. So I'm not quitting on him. And I feel like she's talking about her mother when she was talking about that. Because Bobby didn't. After Bobby and her, she wouldn't quit on her. But in some ways, neither her and Sonny are there for each other like that. They've never quit on each other. Just like Jason and her are there for each other. So I think Sonny's in that, and so is Jason. And then they discuss Sonny's code and his loyalty, and we all know that code and loyalty is flim-flammy. And Joss brings it up, the truth of it being flim-flammy, and that Sonny expects ultimate loyalty to him, but he does have a hard time of giving it back to others. And Carly says, I know. I just told you I know him better than you do, young lady. I know. He's even used it against me. But it's something that's who he is. That's part of who he is. And Dex understood that. Dex wasn't stupid, and Dex wasn't naive. Dex knew exactly what he was getting himself into. I was like, Carly was hitting all fronts. I had to give it to my girl. You know what I'm saying? Where was I at? And Joss doesn't want to hear it. She just wants Dex. And Carly asks Joss what her plans are for when she finds Dex. And she's talking about, I'm going to make him come home. Like, this girl is so goofy. Oh my gosh, they are writing her like, yep, this is true. Well, sometimes we can be a little crazy when we're in love. Hey, it happens, okay? And Carly tells her to let him be free. And that, he is finally done. He's finally done with the Sonny thing. He has a free ticket. Let that man have it. Let him be free. He does not have to worry about none of this lifestyle or anything to go with it anymore. And you know what Joss says? Nope, I don't care. Like any toxic girlfriend, I want my man back. Despite of it not making sense or being healthy for me or him. And she storms off and says, and if he don't come back with her, then she's running away with him. And no, I was, guys. I was this crazy. I probably was a little bit younger, but yeah, there was a guy. I was just like it. Eyes just wide open, nose you could run a train through. And I'm so thankful for my mom putting her foot down on my neck and my back and saying, you get your life together. This is not how it is, you know. And she checked me and we talked and she grounded me and I couldn't see my love of my life. He was no good, guys, okay? But I'm not angry about Joss saying how she feels and how she don't want Sonny to love and she just wants her Dex. I mean, the girl has to hate somebody. And Sonny's being the father. He's being the father that Jax would be happy about because Jax would want Dex gone too. So I felt like that's a dad. That was right there. That was some dad stuff right there. I hate you. I hate you. I'll never forgive him. He's like, yeah, it's okay. That was being a father. Sometimes being a parent, your kids are going to hate you. Sometimes you're going to say things and do things your kids are not going to appreciate. But you got to be that tough person with them to save them from themselves. So this is good. Joss is going to be fine. There's no reason to hate on Josh. She'll be fine. A couple of, give her 6 months. I'll give her 6 months. She'll be fine. But anyway, we're going to move on to another story. We're going to talk about the Quartermaines. Whoop, whoop. I love the Quartermaines. And we got Tracy and Brooklyn and Lois. And Brooklyn lets us know that Carly's first issue of Crimson was a success. Congratulations, Carly babes. Woo woo. And Tracy highlights about how they got maximum exposure for limited costs. Well, good. Well played. Well played. Even though Carly kind of knew about it and had the contract or, written up. But anyway, we're not going to tie over shoestrings. And Tracy does make a comment about, how they could run Deception without Maxie. And I'm like, go ahead. Let Maxie go so she can go over to Crimson to become the new editor-in-chief. That's what I want for Maxie. I want her to have Crimson back. Crimson was Maxie's original, and I feel like all things come full circle. It's time for her to be passed the baton and let her run how she wants to run. And then Carly can sit and be publisher if she wants. You know what I'm saying? Let Maximilian handle that. I think it would, come on, make my dreams happy and do that. They're already giving me Spinelli. They might as well get her back in Crimson. But anywho, Brooke tells Tracy to slow all that talking down. She ain't trying to hear that. And that's when Lois comes in with the wedding invites. And while they're going over them, Tracy sees that her +1 has been removed, and she feels like Lois did it on purpose. Since she told Lois that she wasn't good enough for her son, Lois is saying that she's not good enough for anybody else either. And I'm thinking to myself, well, this is a perfect filler scene, but they could have gave it a little bit more you know what I'm saying? None of that. Whenever we get the Quartermaines involved, this should never be like this. But anyway, there's talks about dating apps and all that other kind of stuff getting set up for Tracy. And, of course, Tracy does not want anything to hear about that. But while they're going back and forth, Brooklyn does find the master paperwork, and it just means that the +1 was dropped off on accident. So it wasn't done on purpose. Tracy, bring your imaginary person. And that's exactly who it is. Because when Lois asked her, so who is the guy? Tracy has to eat dog and say, I don't have a date. Lois even offers to help her out, which I found hilarious. And I'm like, girl. So even though Tracy had a vision of Gregory telling her not to be petty, she goes to be petty, and then she ends up with pie in her face because, of course, she doesn't have anybody anyway, so she looked kind of like, I'm just bitching to be bitching. Which is what she was doing. And Brooklyn's afraid for the loneliness in her grandma's life and is hoping that the wedding will make her grandma's lonely heart feel full. And I'm thinking to myself, for some people who are truly happy, like myself, about being single. I love weddings. I love weddings. I love, guys. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm probably one of the only single people in, not on the only one, but I love love. I'm one of those single people that love Valentine's Day. I think it's commercial, yes, but I think everything's commercial though too. But I don't have a hate on love. So for me as a single person going to somebody's wedding, I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to eat, drink, and dance and flirt. And have a good time. That's what you do. You flirt and have a good time. And you enjoy and you celebrate the love of these two beautiful people. But there are a certain group of people that have issues with weddings, have issues with romantic holidays, and all it does is make them feel alone. So I don't know which one or where that's going to put Tracy at, is if that's just going to deepen her depression. If she truly is feeling anxiety about being alone, which this kind of preluded to, about her just being angry about being left out of the +1 and she didn't have one. But anywho, we're going to go ahead and leave that alone, and we're going to go to another filler story, and that was the Marsha and Stella story at General Hospital. Guys, had daddy. Now, I had daddy getting off the elevator at the hospital looking all dazed and freaking confused. And the only thing I could think to myself is this man hearing voices? Is he seeing things? Is this why he just staring and looking off in the wilderness? Stella's trying to get his attention. He ain't even paying attention to that. And I'm like, girl, get back. He might start swinging. All my life, I had to fight. I don't know. I didn't know what to expect, guys. But anywho, Stella does ask him, is he okay? And Marsha is just overwhelmed with the good news of his psychiatry visit. Mr. Marshall, Hat Daddy, has been weaned, or from what it sounds like, he has been weaned off of his behavior and mood medicine, and he's had no episodes since then, and he hasn't seen anything, and he's not hearing voices. And I'm saying to myself, wait a second. So you were hearing voices and you were seeing things at one time? So maybe you just don't have the genetic factor for schizophrenia, but you're just nature versus nurture versus nature kind of thing? I don't know. What are we saying here, guys? What are we saying? This man was hearing voices. And he's even asking himself, I was hearing voices. These things were happening to me. And now all of a sudden, I'm just left to think, are they going to pop up again? And what was really going on with me when I was hearing this stuff, when this was happening to me? And I'm asking myself, yes, what was going on with him? Did somebody lace him up? Did somebody put LSD in his weed? What the hell? What happened? And that's the thing. People, they do that to people. You know what I'm saying? So what happened? What made him have these episodes out of nowhere? And I'm with Marshall and wanting to know. Especially, are they going to come back? Are they going to come back? Because I was like, wait a second. Wait. Now, it's, having, and I honestly, I don't hold a lot of weight. I know a lot of people, lives are saved by the looking into the DNAs and stuff like that. But I they said we don't have the cancer gene in our family, but over 75 to 80% of the family members in our family have suffered from some form or type of cancer, including some healthy people. So we might not have it, but people are still dying from our family, and we're doing everything to change everything in our patterns, but yet it's still happening. So I don't know what I can honestly say about the cancer typing, the gene typing, and but he's saying that, and Portia said I didn't have schizophrenia and I didn't have the gene for it, but I was, what was going on with me then? And I'm like, I want to know too. You hearing things, bro? Y'all let me know. Come on, I need some feedback on this one, guys. If there is a scene that I need to know the scene. I need to know if I'm just I'm dragging it out, because to me I was just stuck. I couldn't get off the fact that this man said he was hearing and seeing things, and that he hasn't had an episode in a long time, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, well what's going on? Because you just don't do that naturally. People just don't naturally hear dead people. I mean, he didn't say he heard dead people, but y'all know what I'm talking about. But anywho, so but it left. Aunt Stella did her best to puff him up. And then she made a phone call to Felicia. I guess she's going to use Felicia's PI skills to see if she can find out more about Gregory and his episodes, what was going on in his life. Maybe they did some LSD crap on him or something. I mean, like, that's a possibility. That has been known for people to be labeled as schizophrenic and crazy when they're going through bad trips. I can't dispute that. So that would be interesting if that's where the story goes, but we'll see. We're going to march on over to the Invader, and we have Alexis and Gregory, and they are discussing the article for Miss Olivia Jerome. And it got a little tawdry, but not completely tawdry, and it remained on tech. And Alexis's True Point initiative was talking about gun control, prison reform. What was the other one? Gun control, prison reform, and gun violence, which the actor actually does and is big into. She's really big into that. The one lady who plays it, I can't think of her real name, but she's really big into all of that. And that's what she really wanted to stick it out with. And Gregory said, yeah, slightly tawdry, but yeah, it did get you to the point of what you wanted, the message of what you wanted about Miss Jerome. And if that little bit of diamond dust sprinkles more articles and makes people read the bigger picture, then why not? And so I felt like they did that on purpose, because Nina, of course, we all know Nina's now running the Invader. There's no surprise there. And I felt like they did that because Nina's agenda is going to be throwing crap on Carly and Drew as much as she possibly can in the Invader, finding anything she can to throw up their tawdry lifestyle, or whatever she can do to bring and shame them, she's going to do. And I don't feel like Alexis and Gregory are going to be too happy about it. So this is going to be pretty interesting. But basically, Valentine walks in while her and Gregory are having this discussion about the Jerome article, and he tells her, hey, have you heard from Sean? And Alexis is like, well, I got an email from him earlier, and he's like, oh, I would have thought you would have contacted him before I came. And he tells her about that he has bought the Invader for a high value price to donate for Sean to use for one of his charity organizations. And it's supposed to fund it. You feel me? Valentine bought his woman a magazine. I mean, a newspaper, newspapering publishing thing. Valentine, Nina ain't even his woman yet, and he buying that kind of investment. Okay, which makes me doubt Valentine ever really cared for Anna, because all Anna wanted him to do was tell him what the truth about his daughter, and he couldn't do that. But he can buy this woman, undercut his cousin, and buy the magazine from under his cousin's, But anyway. And Alexis is like, I quit. I'm not playing these games. I'm not doing this with you, Valentine. I don't want anything to do with this. And Valentine reassures, before you quit, I'm not changing anything. I'm not, you're running this as reputable. It's publishing great content. I don't want to change anything. And since Sean can no longer be publisher, I thought, and that's when Nina comes in, and P.S., she did look amazing today in her outfit. She did. I can't stand her Burberry. Can't stand her. But anyway, she did look amazing in her blue. But she was like, yeah, I'm going to be the new publisher. And I actually know more publishing and have more experience than you. And I'm like, oh, that's really classy to come in. And Alexis does throw a little bit back at her and ask her, well, I want to know why the person that I'm going to be taking orders from was fired from her last job. And Nina says, well, because Drew couldn't separate business from pleasure from his heart, and he put Carly up there to spite me. And I felt like Alexis's frame of questioning with Nina was the lawyer Alexis, not the journalist Alexis. The lawyer, because she wanted to see what Valentine and Nina were really up to, and that's why she chose to stay. Because first of all, she says, I don't want to leave the Invader. Secondly, I want to see what they're up to. I've seen them from a mile long, and I want to see what they're up to. And of course, we all know what Nina is up to. I want to throw smut on Drew Kane and Carly's name. And I'm thinking to myself, so you're planning on never, ever, ever getting Willow back. Ever. That's it, right? You're just going to say by Willow for the rest of my life and by Sunny. Because if you keep this vendetta up, first of all, I'm over the grandma wars. But if you keep this vendetta up, you, like for Drew, bring 2 shovels, boo. I'm so tired. Nina and Drew, 2025, guys. Can we just talk that into fruition? These 2 are so bitter and butthurt. Can they just be bitter and butt hit and fall in the bed together? Oops. I'm for it. I'm just going to say I'm for it. So we're going to wrap this one up, and we're going to talk about... I did want to talk a little bit more trash about that last one, because but I don't think I need to talk about the fact that she made some misquotes. But anyway, we're going to go and run over to the Ashford house, and we got Curtis, and he's comforting Trina. And he's telling Trina that she doesn't have to rush in her healing of grief, and that she should talk to them about Spencer, because Trina is afraid that each time she tries to move on, each time she does something, it's pushing her or taking a little bit, she's walking further and further away from Spencer. And that is the reality of a person not being in your life anymore, unfortunately, is that each and every day that you do something different, each and every day you do something new, you're walking further and further away from that person. She does not want to do that. She just wants to hold on to him. That's her feelings of not wanting to go to school. That's her feelings of not wanting to sign up and go to Sorbonne. That's her feelings of not wanting to do anything, because any movement forward for her is walking away from Spencer. And she also feels that people are saying, yeah, we're there, but are they really there? And Curtis, he acknowledges that, and he tells her, yeah, I understand that, but you have to understand this. You can't have this pain in you just pushed down and keeping it in there, because it's going to turn you toxic, and it's going to turn your heart hard, and the light that you have in you that everybody loves is going to be snuffed out. So whatever you got to do to make yourself happy, because that's all me and your mom want, then that's what you do. You want to scream, you want to shout, you do that. You want to talk about Spencer and the memories and things like that, you do that. That keeps his memory alive in you and makes others fall in love with him through you. You want to quit school for a while and take some time, you do that. But you do it so that you're making yourself better, not so that you're wallowing in pain and hurt. And I thought this was a great scene, guys. I really, really did. The only problem I had with it was I don't like Donnell, and I wish it was Taggart talking to his baby. I'm so tired of how they're just... It's like, okay, yeah, I'm just tired of it. I just all this prompting and primping and of talking about forever dads and everything, and just for this man to be just completely removed and that nobody's mentioning his name anymore, that's crazy. And that's doing Taggart, Don, can't think of his real name, I'm sorry, I know his real name, I just can't think right now, a big disservice. So that was the only problem I had with that story. It was beautifully written. Of course, the emotional factor, there was some emotional factors I was like, but, it is what it is. It was a good scene, and they both, and Curtis was correct in his comforting level for her. He was giving her some really good advice. I could not be mad at her. She is going to need time. It is going to take daily. And she does have a family. She has a village around her that she can share these feelings with. And she has Ava, too. If she can't go to her family, she has Ava. And pretty soon, I'm hoping that they get Joss and Tommy together, Eden and Tommy together, so they can, do the cry me all night long over my boyfriend thing. Maybe that'll give Trina something to do, is to go with Joss to look for Dex. Who knows? We'll see. But I am looking forward to seeing it, making this come out a little bit more juice, but we'll see. But anyway, guys, I am going to wrap this up. It has been great hanging out with you guys for this time. I hope you guys have an amazing day tomorrow and have an amazing rest tonight. And I will talk to you soon. Be wonderful, guys. Like I know you already are.